So welcome to KHM Today, your bi-monthly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I am Carolyn, and today is March 5th, and we are live at the KHM Crystal Conference. So everyone that's watching from home, thank you for joining us. It is our 190th episode. Do you believe it? The timing couldn't have been better. I'm nervous, you guys. This is a little nerve-wracking. It's kind of like Oprah, only different, and I apologize, I have no cruises to give away, or cars for that matter. So I'm not sure if anyone remembers why or how this started. This was a replacement for our COVID-inspired agent-to-agent weekly sessions, and this is what kind of transformed. Over the years, things have changed a little bit. If you guys remember, we started with 4 sections each episode, along with the news, which was brought to you by Chantel Nye. And she's in the back there. Chantel, wave your hand. We had some funny moments where Chantel was in Las Vegas, right? And the wind was blowing and she's trying to give news updates. And I still, every time I watch that episode, I cry because it's hilarious. We have seen some incredible guests throughout the years. That entire panel, we have had someone from the cruise lines, all of them, on an episode. Vicky Freed, Dondra Ritzenthaler for our Women's Day. Justin French has been on. We've had just the gamut. We've made cocktails, maybe one too many. We have cooked. We have cooked on the show. But some of my favorite episodes have been with all of you. Talking with you, enjoying your company for 20, 30 minutes, and just sharing best practices. So we're going to do that today. But before we do that, throughout 190 episodes, I have had some co-hosts along the way. But there's one person who has not had a co-host at all through 190 episodes. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Sam Ramsey, because she has been behind the scenes for 190 episodes since day one. She is also the one, Sam, raise your hand. She is also the one that makes the most hilarious graphics. So whenever I'm posting on Facebook, those are her brilliant ideas. And they just crack me up every week. So, love you too, honey. I miss you. We didn't room together this year. Next year on the Encore. All right, you guys. So, without further ado, this episode is all about celebrating you and your journeys. So please help me welcome to the stage our new Hall of Fame inductee, Laurence Pinckney. Hello, Laurence. Woohoo! Hello. Well, I think we'll sit over here. Okay. They told me we were going to have different furniture, so let's just hope.
Right here?
Why don't you go right there?
Oh,
let's
see
just
that?
hope
She
that
don't
this
wanna
dress
sit next
works.
to me.
There we go.
Okay.
Princess Kate.
There you go.
Don't ever cross your legs, just cross at the ankles.
Well, I don't have that problem, but anyway.
How is your
Okay.
How has your week been? This is
Oh
huge
my
for you.
goodness! It was like, first of all, coming in was coming home, because I missed last year, and I had a group in or transatlantic, so it was just wonderful to see so many faces that I hadn't seen in a while.
What is a word of advice that you would give to people who are trying to make this a sustainable career?
Come to Crystal. Now, I mean this. I think, what did I start, 2009?
Don't look at me.
I don't know, 2007.
I don't know.
2007. And I think the best move I made was to go to as many industry conferences. I went to, well, it was before Crystal, actually. So the first Crystal, the Travel Leaders, which was vacation.com, the ALG. So by doing that, one, I got to meet people like Emily Bookey and Heather Cross, just some agents that were already doing it. And then I got to meet the team. So I've known Rick and Jeff, and well, Bill wasn't there, but you know, some of the top executives with KHM at these conventions that had on that come their name on a paper. Mm-hmm. So it's the relationships you build at these type of events that are invaluable.
What is your favorite thing to book?
The ones where it doesn't cost me anxiety.
Which
mean-
ones would those be?
No, but I mean, real seriously, there are some clients that you'll meet, no matter what the dollar value is, no matter what the little hiccup comes, that we work as a team. You can have other clients that are spending a lot of money, but you're lucky at the end of it if you're still standing. That's my answer.
Very good. I think that's a great answer. What do you guys think? I love the ones where you just get the booking while they're on the ship.
Those are nice too. Yeah.
And it just comes through and your name's on the top and you
Yeah.
see the dollar
That's
amount and the
nice too.
commission and you just
Yeah.
enter it into the CRM, right? You enter it into the CRM? Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite client? Does this go along with the last question of what? Because I have a
all
favorite
of
client.
them.
Really?
All of them.
There's not
This is
one.
on TV. What do you want me to say?
I know. Well, I have a favorite client.
I'm from the Jeff Cox Diplomatic School.
Yeah. School of Diplomacy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give a characteristic of a great client?
I have some great group leaders that I always try to recruit to come to my team. Where they say, okay, well, we're doing one on a celebrity ascent. We're doing a different family group on Norwegian Viva, Greece, and then also one out of Barcelona. And they corral the people. They do like pretty much everything. And they make it easy to do it. But there are other people that are out there and they just like to go with family and friends and they corral, curate quality groups and adventures that work. And I agree with whoever said it. Groups is the best way to start. You might start with a group that has 5 people, but that's all right. It's a group.
Would you say there's one thing in your business that you can't live without?
Referrals.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Is there something that you feel like you do in your business that lends itself to those referrals? I mean, we always
You haven't met me, Carolyn?
Well, I know. I mean, it's
Carolyn?
just the whole package. So I can see why someone would be very attracted to working with you. But like, is there something? Because when I think about it, my communication, right, with my clients, I spend a lot of time on the phone with them.
Yeah, I definitely do that. I'm not an email person. I think to get that direct communication, I shouldn't say this, but I'm always available. So, that's one thing. But I have a great team. I didn't bring it up the other day, but my sister works with me. My other adopted sister works with me. I have a great assistant that works with me. So I just think that people right now with AI, with the Costco's, with the OTB, online booking engines, it's us that makes the difference. We're the one that if there's a problem and you're in Germany and you missed the flight, you're going to call us and we're going to pick up the phone. That's what KHM, the ones that I know, the KHM agents that I know, we have core values that make us pick up the phone.
Well, we talk about this at boot camp all the time. There are characteristics of a successful agent. And one of those is good communication skills. You don't have to be available 24/7, but that availability and communicating that availability to your clients.
Right.
Perfect. So we're going to invite some of our other award winners up because we've got so much couch space here.
Good.
Do you want to come over here? Would you continue to be my co-host?
Well, is this my good side?
Well, we could switch if you want. You want
No.
sides? All
It's
right.
your house. I'm going wherever you do.
Do you want to sit here? Okay. No, you come sit here. Go on.
We're trying to do
You're the inductee. I want to make sure that you're loved.
Jeff and Bill show. Okay.
All right. All right, you guys. So please welcome this year's Agents of the Year and Agency of the Year. Emily Bookey, our Rookie of the Year, Audrey Blank, and our rising star, Walter Biscardi. Come on up, you guys. Woo! Thanks for being here. Grab a microphone. All right.
Hi.
All right, good morning. Guys, have a seat. Yes, sure, you can take a picture of us. Can you guys stand up? There we go. Cheese. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start a little bit different this morning. I want you to fill in the blank.
Blue.
Oh gosh, funny enough, that answer would maybe work for this. The travel industry makes me feel blank.
What time of day and which day is it? Overall, thankful. Just thankful to be in an industry where, I used to work in an industry where it took months, maybe a year, to finish a project and then get that satisfaction of wow. But now it might happen just like in a day or a couple of weeks. And they're so thankful that we were able to create a good vacation for them.
Good, very good. Audrey?
All right, I would say inspired, definitely inspired. The way I do my business and the reason I do my business the way I do it. And being here with all of you, I am truly inspired, and that is what I want my legacy to be for my travelers, is to inspire them to see the world, meet new people, celebrate cultures, and experience the amazing things that we have to offer. And so definitely inspired.
Perfect. Emily?
I would say 2 words, stressed but blessed.
Stress, I love it.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit because, when you're a top producer, and you guys are all there as well, what is the give and take that you have to have?
For me, I start my mornings around 4 a.m. so that I can take some time for myself. So I get up, I work out, I get ready. Even though I work from home, I like to make it feel like I'm going to a job. So I like to get ready. And then, my days are anywhere from 14 to 16 hours, Monday through Friday.
I love the fact that you say you get ready because seriously, I don't get ready. And I was talking to someone the other day, and they said their uniform is pretty much yoga pants and a t-shirt or a hoodie. And I think it's a very healthy thing to do. I need to practice that more because I get up and I do work out, but sometimes the workout outfit continues until
Transition.
the pajamas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's healthy to kind of have that mentality. But when I go to the office, I am dressed. You see that. Amy, clothing came up again.
Aren't you
Yeah.
glad you're the co-host for this one?
What?
I said, aren't you glad you're the co-host for this one? Congratulations.
Answer. Fill in the blank, Laurence. The travel industry makes me feel.
Encouraged.
What encourages you about it?
Well, it makes me feel encouraged because I get to meet so many people around the world and really embrace, that there's hope.
There is hope, even though sometimes we wake up and the
Exactly.
news is, how
Exactly.
did that happen in 4 hours?
Exactly.
Yeah, good. All right, what have you learned about the importance of supplier partnerships?
Throughout the years, I've been with KHM for 12 years, and I've been in the industry for 12 years. And some of the partners in this room have not just been partners, but they've also become friends. And it is so important. It's not too often that I reach out looking for help, but they know that when I do, it's serious. And just like we say to our clients, by hiring me, I'm going to be your advocate. Who has my back? KHM has my back, and my supplier partners have my back, and that is incredibly important. So that's, for me, being in the industry for so long, I come to events to truly network and spend more time with the partners. And it's crucial in this business to have somebody who's going to stand behind you, because you are there for your clients, but someone has to have your back. And that's what I explain to my clients too. I won't just book with any random supplier. I've built these relationships, I've built these partnerships, and it's so much more than, to me, it really is a partnership, because we are in this together. The way that, like, if I reach out to a resort, I say our mutual clients, because they're also, for example, Delta Vacations. They're clients of Delta Vacations, they're clients of mine. So it's incredibly important.
Good. Audrey.
So I would say, being the Rookie of the Year, I ask a lot of questions. So a lot of the providers, and they have heard from me because I'm calling and I'm saying, okay, explain it to me one more time. And I think that's really important and key for growing your business, whether you've been in the business for 30 years or you are just starting out. It's important to ask questions. It's important to make sure that you understand this ever-evolving thing that we call our business. That's a huge piece to it. But also looking at it and saying, okay, what do I need to do to grow for myself? And so this, just like she said, I get up in the morning, I get dressed, I make my bed. Even if my husband is still sleeping in it, my side is made, and it makes him crazy. But I do that so I can feel like I accomplished something. And because we all know those days that you've worked a full 14-hour day and you look at your to-do list and you're like, what exactly did I accomplish today? I know I was working all day. And so I take time for myself to just say, okay, I made my bed, so yay. But it's a positive thing, and it keeps me going to, especially on those rough days when something's not going right, or, I thought I had planned everything down to the last, minute detail, and I probably did, because I am a little OCD, but something goes wrong at the 11th hour as they're getting on the plane or waiting for their vehicle. And so just making time to make sure you understand as much. I won't say everything, because I don't know. If someone understands everything, I'd love to meet you.
So let me ask you this, because you said you call and you ask a lot of questions. How do you, as someone who's new, figure out if the answer is actually correct that you're getting?
Well, I think Bill brought it up a couple days ago, where I do see a lot of responses on Facebook that, being new, that I kind of like, wait, that doesn't sound right. So I definitely talk to the experts. I literally call my BDM, or I call a representative, and even if another advisor gave me that information, it's not that I don't trust them, but I also want to know, for my ethics and my business, that I am relying on the actual information. And that's key. So making sure that I'm attending trainings, making sure I'm watching webinars. If I can't go in person, I'm logging in and watching it. I will be honest, I probably watch it in the 2x speed, speeding it up a little bit. But I do watch it so I can make sure I hear it. The other thing is staying organized and going back. And if I took notes on something, going back and verifying it again, just to be sure. Because like I said, everything is evolving every day. And so
I think it's important to use your own personal radar too. If something doesn't quite sound right, call again. Read it again. If it's too good to be true, chances are it probably is.
Exactly. And I'm so grateful for so many people that I've met here at Crystal who have just offered to give me advice and to help me with something that's not really my niche. And so I'm just relying and kind of helping and kind of discovering, because there's questions that I don't even know I should be asking.
Right.
Being fairly new to the business. So,
Walter.
Well, the things that I've learned about supplier relationship, number one, they're not all created equal. And two, you never want to go to your supplier for the first time when there's a problem. You want to get to know them first. The worst thing you can do is just go, first time and you're wailing into them, and it's like, my client's having all these issues, and they have absolutely no idea who you are or what you do. So number one, you got to establish that relationship. And not to throw anybody under the bus, but I mean, certain BDMs are more invested in you than others. I mean, that's just the nature of what it is. And one story, I won't name the cruise line, they like red, but I had I reached out to my BDM. I was literally like 2 weeks into this and hadn't made a sale at all. And she happened to live in the area, and she said, let's have coffee. And not a single sale. We sat for an hour, and she laid out a whole marketing plan for me and a business plan to make sure I understood what version of what I had already been on to ship, but she wanted me to understand who is the client, this is what we're trying to do, this is where we're going, these are some of the key things that you might want to focus on. And because of that, because she invested so much time in me, and she continues to invest so much time in me, I do tend to lean, stronger to those people who invest in what I do. So when you find those suppliers that really believe in you, I mean, you will work harder for them, and they'll work harder for you.
Thank you, Walter. That was great. I want to ask the question, please raise your hands if you have adopted Walter's wall.
The wall.
So let's talk about organizational tools. This is huge. Like, your wall gives me hives, but it works for you.
Yeah, so for those who don't know my background, I had over 32 years in television, film, and marketing. And when you manage a brand new television show or you manage a video project, we have walls, corkboards, and the project basically goes left to right. You start with pre-production and all the design until you deliver it to the network or the film. And so when I transitioned into this, and I was used to managing over 400 video project marketing projects a year, so managing travel wasn't that scary for me. So when I came in, I just adopted. In fact, I started out with the exact same project management tool called ClickUp to manage all the trips. And so my wall is a visual representation of everything that's in the CRM. So I can walk in the morning and I can instantly see who has final payments coming due, who's about to travel. We have all of our groups over on the side. So it's a visual representation of a CRM, which is now Turn for Travelers. I know David Shull is here. He's going to be talking. Turn for Travelers basically enabled us to grow to the scale that we're at. We're currently managing somewhere between 850 and 1,000 active trips as I sit here right now. And it's only myself and my wife working together. And so that visual wall allows me to stay sane by seeing everything quickly and easily. It works for me.
Right?
Wow.
Have you seen a picture of it,
No,
Lauren?
I haven't.
It's crazy.
It gives me hives.
I mean,
Gives me hives.
Anxiety.
Come on over anytime, Laurence. We'll have coffee. I'll show you the wall.
Well,
Yeah.
I did an independent film once.
What's that?
I did an independent film once, produced one, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that wall.
Yeah, the wall.
Gave me hives.
Once you've seen the wall, you cannot forget the wall. Yeah. It's magnetic now. That's the new and improved wall. It's magnetic.
Can
what I
ask
love, yeah, go ahead, ask a question.
this young lady here, top producer since I've known you, you can call her, well, I'm not going to say it anytime. I can call her. No, but I think, do you find that time management, if I call you, and I can talk, y'all, I will talk to her maybe at max 2 minutes. Emily, I need this. It's here, 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 here. Two things to remember. One, she picked up the phone call. She gave me the information, but I had the respect for her time. I think, do you find that when you approach a BDM or a supplier that you're very conscious of the time you're taking?
Very much so. I'm actually conscious in every way of my life because there are so many people that don't disrespect my time. I'll receive messages after 7, 8 p.m. at night, on the weekends, phone calls late at night. And so it's made me treat everyone in my life in a completely different aspect and respect their time. I went into a car dealership a couple weeks ago and I said, I'm here, like I'm not going to waste your time. I don't like it when people waste my time. So I just try to be respectful of everyone. Yes.
I agree 100%. And that was something that was a learning experience for me in this role, because I was in a previous career and that there was calls at all hours of the night, or the chief of staff worked a different shift. And so at 3 a.m., I would get a phone call and I'm like, I'm not on that shift. Why are you calling me at 3 a.m.? And I would answer the phone though, because I needed to. And so setting those boundaries, but also to stay organized. I don't have a wall, but I did get excited. It didn't give me hives. I'm like, oh, okay. But I do, making sure that you're entering it in the CRM and making sure that you're keeping track with all of that is definitely a huge thing for me. I got an email from somebody from KHM that said, hey, Audrey, you forgot to put this booking in there. And I was, of course, very apologetic, going, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But it's, that is definitely key to staying organized and growing your business and making sure that you have those processes in place, to know that you're not going to miss a payment, or just to keep the traveler up to date on what's happening and continuing that. That's a huge piece to it. And something else that just a little, and it goes into the idea of organization in a way. My clients, I don't call them clients, I actually call them travelers for the reason of that's what they're doing. And one, it takes the sales part of this out of it, but it actually builds my sales. But I say it's organization because I look at each of their trips as my own. And what would I do as a traveler in order to make A, B, C, D, whatever fall in place at the exact same time? And when I talk to my travelers about it, I'm like, okay, this is where we need to be at 2 weeks out. This is where we need to be at 1 week out. This is where we need to be 12 hours. And I kind of give them those steps, which is a lot of work on my back end. And I've learned this week there's a lot of resources that I haven't taken advantage of that I need to, and that will help streamline and get my organization in place better than it is.
Wow.
So.
Well,
Getting back to the time and the respect, I mean, you always have to respect especially the BDMs, because they're getting pulled from so many different directions. Lele, I don't know if you're in here, from Norwegian. I mean, she's with us and this other massive host agency. I don't know how you do it, but we always have to respect their time. We have to respect the client's time. And now I find that if I respect the client's time, they're actually respecting our time as well. They're actually apologizing. I'm so sorry to bother you at a certain time. And to your thing about calling them travelers, we don't call ourselves a travel agency. We call ourselves a partner. We like to introduce ourselves as a travel partner because so many people have planned their own travel, and so many people are coming to us for the first time saying, I've never used a travel agent. I never used a travel advisor. I don't know how it works. And is it going to create a problem? And I instantly tell them, well, we're just going to be partners. You know, you're going to do some work, I'm going to do some work, and we'll work together.
So Walter, you just said something really interesting because, I get this a lot. I get it a lot from all of the agents. I'm sorry to be bothering you. What words do you use to tell the client, you're not bothering me, just can you tell me later? Like, not now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know this at 6. But again, a lot of people do it so they can get it off their brain. I get it. They're not necessarily looking for a response. It just makes me panic, right? If someone's texting me, I feel like it's because they want something. So what words do you use to kind of say, oh, you're not bothering me, but you're also...
Well, sometimes I'll say you're not bothering me because I am actually working. But if I'm not working, I'll say, hey, thanks so much for that. I've got your message. I will get back to you tomorrow, or I'll get back to you when I can. And I think it's really important to set those vacation messages too, or some sort of message, because when you're in an event like this, you're not going to be responding for a while. So at least they get that message back. They already know. But I just usually let them know that I'll get back to them later.
And I put it in my terms and conditions from the beginning. And even when I've talked to them and just said, oh, it's so great to meet you. I'm glad. Thank you for filling out my profile for your trip and all of that stuff. I literally say it. And like I said, it's in my terms and conditions with my travelers that I will respond to you. And if it's in working hours, I will respond to you, by the end of close of business that day. But don't be upset if it is 24 hours. And if it's in a non-emergency situation, it could be up to 48 hours. And even though I never wait that long, I start from the beginning letting them know that this is what to expect. I will get back to you, but
Can you tell me what working hours
I was
are?
just going to ask the same thing. I was going to say,
Does
what
anybody
do you
know what
consider
actual
your
working
well,
hours?
working hours can be 16 to 18 hours a day.
But published, do you have published hours?
Published hours are, and I also let them know if I am working in a different time zone than I usually am in. For example, I was in Europe for 3 months straight. I actually let them know, hey, these are going to be my working hours at this time during my travel plans. And so even if they're used to my Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, being on my website or being my accessibility, they truly know, oh, wait, she's over there now. For these period of time, it's actually 10 to 7 or something like that. So just communicating like that. Now, I'll be honest, it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
They still send it to me.
And what are your working hours?
If they do.
Yeah.
And like I said, if it's an emergency, I'll get back to them.
Yeah.
And if it's not, I come up with something that's, I'm on a conference, I will reach back to you as soon as I can. And just keep it short and sweet.
Yep.
Because if I engage too much, they'll respond again.
Right. Who do you, what are your working hours?
I mean, okay,
Like
so
you're published.
yeah, my published hours are on my email, and it says Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, I think. On my voicemail, I, in a very professional way, say that if you leave a voicemail, you probably heard my voicemail last time you called me, yep, it might not be returned for 72 hours. My unpublished hours are, I'm just going to say that my best advice is that you are setting a precedence right now with how you are going to grow your business. So what you do now is what you're going to have to continue to do, because retraining the client is where I struggle. And my clients know that they can text me and I'll text back. And I was at dinner last night and I ended up having to tell the client, I apologize, I'm at a conference, I'm at dinner, I'll respond to you when I can. But it's really hard to go back and change what you started. And as you're growing your business, what you're doing is taking all of that business in. Okay, I'm going to respond to this email. I don't care if it's 10 p.m. at night. And so what I'll do is I will, like on a Saturday night or a Sunday night, if I'm home, I will schedule all my emails to go out on Monday morning. Because otherwise, I watch all those emails coming in and my anxiety is through the roof. You can ask my assistant. I'm going crazy. Look at all of the requests that we have to handle, everything that comes in on the weekend. So everything is scheduled, and about 30 emails will sometimes go out on Monday mornings. So I'm trying to retrain, but it's also hard. And you know, I also spend a lot of time in Europe, so I'm, you know, working crazy hours. But I think, like, post-COVID, I'm also having to retrain myself because I went into like this fight or flight mode, and you know, I went through a lot in my personal life, and now I'm single, so I'm you know, obviously having to grow and make sure that I'm protecting myself. So I'm in a different position than, you know, a lot of people might be, where I want to, you know, be financially stable for years to come and retire early and all those things. So I work crazy hours because I have my own personal goals.
Right. Laurence, do you have published hours?
No, I don't. But I guess it depends on the volume too of your business. You know, if I had Emily's book, then I would have to. But I'm blessed. But I agree with you. The retraining, you know, because if we're givers, the phone will come, the text will come, and we'll pick it up. The moment you pick it up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, that's the expectation. So one of the good things I'll take from Crystal Conference is put my hours up there.
Yeah. What is something you feel like you can improve upon?
I mean, I keep saying that I'm working on this work-life balance. I think I've been saying
Still
it for
working
a
on
few
it.
years. It's still a work in progress, yes. I mean, I turned 40, you know, in December, and I thought, all right, this is going to be my year. In 2025, I'm really going to do this. I'm going to commit. And I mean, I'm, again, stressed but blessed, and I could not be more grateful for just continuing to grow, and it's absolutely incredible. And so I'm just, what is the saying about lemons and lemonade? Like,
Yeah,
so
what is that one? Turning into
turning
lemons
lemons
into
into, yeah,
lemonade.
so like, when, it's coming, so
Yeah.
why stop?
It's hard to say no
And I do.
when it's something that's
Yes.
might be considered easy or something that you know, so
Yeah.
why turn it away?
Yes.
And I think for a lot of people that are starting or growing, they're afraid that if they say no, that person's going to go elsewhere and never come back.
Mhm.
And I think the words giving ourselves permission to say that's not really my focus is okay.
Yes.
I would definitely say, just being that I'm starting out, relatively speaking, but definitely giving myself some grace, because I am an overachiever. I want to be successful. I am a middle child, redheaded Leo. And if any of you have multiple children, you know the middle child thing. It's a real thing.
That's me.
And so giving myself some grace to not have to be the best all the time. And I'm going to be one of those. I'm going to be her. I'm like, that's what I want to do.
I think we
Yes.
all want to be Emily one day.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, looking at all of you, honestly, I'm amazed and inspired by all of you, because I was just learning this week, and I'm like, okay, I want to be them. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to, oh yeah, I'm going to do that too. But giving myself grace is something I'm learning. But also taking advantage of the resources that KHM offers, the resources that TLN offers. I've got to get better at that. And so my notebook is literally just filled with things like, ooh, I didn't know that was part of our repertoire of things that we could be doing.
My biggest thing is try to take better care of myself, because I do beat myself up. I work from about 7:30 in the morning to about 11:30 at night. That's not sustainable, and I know that. I keep growing. The other thing, and my wife keeps beating me up on this, but I beat myself up a lot, because there's like a lot of, like, there's that little thing that you did that was stupid, and then you focus on that rather than the 500 bookings that you did successfully, but you did this one stupid thing wrong. So I beat myself up on that all the time, because I want to be a perfectionist. So I'm trying to let that go. And then I think the other thing too that I can start to take advantage of and change is just really trying to appreciate, like you said, all the things that are available here. There's a reason why I came here. I started with another host. There's a reason why I came here. It's people like Emily. It's people like Mandy Goddard. It's people like Bill that give you that aspiration, that give you that challenge. I mean, Emily is absolutely amazing up here. And when I saw that she was here, when I saw that Mandy was here, I was like, I want to be there, because I need that person to aspire towards. And so that's what I want to try to take advantage of.
Woo, my card's falling down. When you think about what's next, you're going to leave this conference. What's next? Laurence, let's start with you.
I'm going to book next year.
That is the perfect answer. At what time?
All right, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
1 hour.
1
15.
hour and 15 minutes.
Synchronized watches.
Bill,
Yeah.
I want a raise.
Yep.
What's next?
What's next?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I think I'm really going to try and work on this balance thing. I am beyond grateful to have an amazing assistant, and he has been a game changer for me. Yes. And he is really good. He'll send me a message in the middle of the day and say, have you eaten? Have you done this? Like, are you okay? All I have to literally send him a text message is OMG, and he's like immediate, like, okay, what's wrong? What's going on?
Yeah.
So I have him now on, I've hired him full-time Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So he's just, I mean, really helping me to keep my life together.
Love it. Audrey.
I would say what's next, first of all, is like looking at my amazing to-do list. And when I say amazing, I mean huge. To reach out to all of the people I have met this week and just keep those relationships built and developing is definitely my next to do. But then also, again, starting and looking at all the resources that I've learned about that I haven't done, and setting my goal for next year's Crystal. And since I was honored to get Rookie of the Year, you can only get that one time. And so I've got to do something else because I love having that camaraderie and that goal setting for myself. And so I'm excited. I'm pushing for my diamond pinnacle. So that's what I'm going to do.
I think a good goal would get Emily excited about booking cruises because I learned you don't like cruises. That's going to be a big goal of mine.
It's not that I don't like cruising.
It's fun. It's
I
easy.
told you it is really confusing to me.
Right, it
I
is.
need you
so
to
you need
train
a
me.
travel advisor to show you how to book them.
I really
I
do.
can help you.
Yes, and that would be amazing.
I'll help you too.
Yeah,
I love it.
we'll do a little training session.
Yeah, let's.
Because
Yeah.
you're always learning in this industry.
Exactly.
There is not a day that I don't learn something, and that's what's amazing is that, like you had said, if there's someone in this room that knows everything, then
Right.
please, because
Right.
this is an ever-changing industry. And
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So the only constant, my dad was a motivational speaker at one time. The only constant in life is change. And with change comes the risk of failure, but with change also comes the risk of success. So what's next? Everything is changing, right? We have social media, we have new tools, we have new this, we have new that. And if you're going to stay stuck in what you were doing today, next year, you're probably going to be left behind. So you have to just constantly be reinventing yourself, blowing yourself up, and accepting that the way I did it last week may not happen next year, and I need to learn the new tools. I need to learn the new ways. I need to learn the new ships, the new cruise lines, the new properties, as much as you can, and just accept that with change comes that opportunity for tremendous success. Take it from somebody who has had to reinvent themselves so many times in life.
That's awesome.
Can I do something? It's kind of crazy. You trust me?
Absolutely.
All right, guys. I want everybody to stand up.
Oh,
That's everybody. That's Eve. Okay. Everybody up. Okay. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at you.
All
guys.
right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to do one thing. And I want you to do it really good and really hard, not burp. Please put your hands together for the events team and the executive team for this show.
Absolutely.
Right? I don't know what you're going to do next year on the boat, but right now, I thank you all. Carolyn, you get, and how about Carolyn? Let's give her one. All right.
Laurence, you know, it was funny. I was trying to figure out how to weave this in. And, you know, I know you're all a little nervous because the entertainment this year has been so fantastic. And I know that the Encore is going to bring it. But in case you missed the other night in the lobby bar, Audrey, you were there.
I was there. I was part of the experience, yes.
She was part of the experience. So if anyone is looking, we do have a new a cappella group at KHM. And we're willing to come on the Encore next year and perform for all of you, right? Ladies in the back. We are very excited to do that for you. So if you were not excited about
seat.
what, who's that? It's like the voice of
Over
God.
here. I had
Oh,
I had
I'm
a front.
like, what? Whoa, who is that?
This is the voice of God talking to you. The force is strong with you.
It was. I was like, wait, what? Whose voice?
No, we had a front row seat in the back. It was very enjoyable. You guys were
They
great.
watched you.
You guys were amazing.
Yes, the people on the 12th floor also thought it was very enjoyable.
Yes.
So I was told twice.
Yes.
Well, I did
For,
have a
for
lady.
your bar mitzvahs and your
Yes,
kid
she's available.
shows, definitely hire Carolyn.
I did have a lady in the elevator who was not part of our group. She said, "Oh, you were sitting by that group that was singing Mary Had a Little Lamb."
Look,
I said, yes, I was.
every conference needs to have a really amazing takeaway moment. That was one. Yesterday on the float was the other. So next week is going to be so boring. But I'm going to take your advice and get up and get dressed.
Yeah.
And like get ready for the day. And not
And on the
feel-
cruise, you don't have to make your bed. But do you know, I still make my bed on the cruise ships.
That's a whole nother episode. That is a whole nother episode. You guys, thank you for indulging us today. I look forward to seeing you all, I think on the 19th, back in my basement. It's not nearly going to be this much fun. But again, Sam, this is my bookshelf that she has put in. If you watch the show, you'll see very similar elements to that. There's my son right there. My daughter's not on there, sorry. Thank you guys so much. Thanks everyone at home for watching. That concludes our live 190th episode. Thanks, guys. Woohoo! All right. Well done, guys. You don't have to do anything. They'll do it. I think they're on. That was fun. You guys were amazing.